This is right. Caden Arnold, left-handed pitcher out of Front Central. 99.
And away we go. It is Game 5 of our quintuple header. We started at 8 a.m. and so we've been here calling games all day long. Bob Rotrek here with you, and alongside Chris Markowitz, and 4:47 for Game 5. 7 innings or 2 hours. This is Ethan Lytle, and he is throwing ball 1 to begin our game. Ethan Lytle pitching for Maple Zone Sports Institute of New Jersey. And Ethan Lytle, who's from Pennsylvania actually, out of Avon Grove High, and throwing ball 2 here. We're going and getting the lineups as we go along, so we beg your understanding. And I think that pitch missed as well to Chris Kennedy out of Staples, Connecticut. Staples High School in Connecticut. Next pitch missing from Ethan Lytle, 3-1 actually, so we had a strike previously. 3 balls, 1 strike. And Chris Kennedy stepping in, right-handed batter, and a big cut and a miss for the 5'11" tall righty batter who plays a little infield as well as throwing righty from the mound. Full count. Lytle, the lefty, fired it in the dirt, as it were, on the turf surface. Ball 4, Kennedy was ready to take his base. He gets called back. We do the reset after ball 4 in this baseball showcase event, and now Chris Kennedy gets the explanation here. What are we doing? Yeah, you don't take your base. Instead, we start back on the reset, put the count back to 2 balls, and so at 2-2, and now this rule is we have all fastballs from here on.
It keeps the game moving, keeps these hitters, gives them extra opportunities, I should say, to get the bat off the shoulder, show these scouts what they could do. That's what this is really all about.
And that is up high for a ball. So Maple Zone Sports Institute, MSI, with their coach Nick Tadero. Peter J., the head coach of Baseball Connecticut Orange. We just had Baseball Connecticut Black. There is a swing and a miss. Chris Kennedy has gone on strikes. So 1 out to begin our 5th and last ball game of the day. And it's actually a little over 10 hours of baseball, because by the time this one's done, we'll be close to 6:30-ish or so. So 10 and a half hours. Man, oh man. That's a new one for me. Griffin Polly rips it back up the middle. There is a base hit single for Griffin Polly on first pitch swinging.
Yeah, we didn't get a chance to talk about it too much because he reached base so quickly, but you'll see it when he comes around next time, Bob. Griffin Polly wearing number -75.
What?
If you have a look,
I didn't see.
Yeah,
was there a little minus on it?
He's listed at 75 on the roster, but there's a minus on his jersey. I don't know if that was intentional or if it was a misprint. But whatever the case may be, I'd love to talk to him about why it's -75.
Well, I like number 99, too, here with Joel Strand.
Yeah, Strand's got the body to fit it as well.
Yeah.
Big boy.
Class of 2023, and he looks at a strike. So 1-1.
You know, it's funny. Obviously, Aaron Judge, famous for wearing number 99 now.
Right.
I have a friend, though, who was 6 foot tall in 6th grade, hasn't grown since, and he's been wearing 99 his whole life. So he tells me he made 99 cool before Aaron Judge made the majors.
Well,
but
Wayne Gretzky a little bit as well.
Yeah.
There's ball 2 to Joel Strand. Different sport. It still
of course.
Here's a high pop and fouled away by Strand out of Greens Farms High School in Connecticut. And a little catcher in first base and a little bit of time on the mound as well.
It takes a special personality to make a number like that work. It really does.
Swing and a miss. That was a change in the dirt, and now they're going to throw down to second to try to get him.
Well,
and he fired it into center field. He didn't have to go, and the batter, he's not allowed to take first there. He's got to be out. Yeah, he realized it now. You take off on a drop third strike on instinct, and that because if the bases are loaded with 2 outs, then it's okay. You can still go. It was not 2 outs. It was 1 out. Drop third strike, just run. That's okay. But he's still out, and Polly is safely up to second on a third strike wild pitch there. And now a fastball strike to Matt Bucciero, one of 2 Buccieros here, batting back-to-back in the lineup for Baseball U Connecticut Orange 17 and under team. And Bucciero, this Matt Bucciero, takes a ball outside. Number 49, Matt Bucciero, out of Ridgefield High in Connecticut. And the 1-1 pitch is a little outside and ball 2. So that's a couple of, I beg your pardon, 3-0. Couple of firsts for me today. On the air for over 10 hours straight. That's kind of a first. Seeing a guy with a negative jersey number. You know what I mean?
Hey, working him in.
Even if you've done a lot of games, I have been doing a lot of games, you do something new and see something new. Next pitch to Bucciero is missing, and that's a reset now to 2 balls and 1 strike. 7 innings or 2 hours, and you don't have walks at ball 4. You reset it back to ball 2 and do the fastballs. And there's a fastball from Ethan Lytle that missed high. So that makes it 3 balls and 1 strike here as we do the reset. And the next pitch, that's high, and that is the true, or the second ball 4. And the idea is to allow the batters a chance to put it into play. These kids came all the way in from Western Connecticut to play in this showcase event. They want a chance to bat and to put it into play. If you show up here in front of 11 different college coaches and you get 3 walks, okay, you did your job, but the coaches are left wondering, can you swing the bat or not? And so that's why you have these special different rules here. And we also have 6 batters per inning. We're on our 5th batter. Dan Bucciero takes a fastball low and away for a ball.
And I just think it encourages the game to move faster. Obviously, that's counterintuitive, right? Because 6 pitches for a walk takes longer. But with that in mind, it encourages batters to take extra hacks. And I just like it when the ball is put in play. I don't want to see a walk parade.
Right. And that happens in high school ball. You can get some pitcher that's struggling and get 5 walks in a row. That doesn't really do the college coaches any good trying to determine who they are interested in. 2-1 to Dan Bucciero. He looks like he might be identical to his brother out there at first base. They might be identical twins. And that is a fastball high. Ethan Lytle's missing upstairs some. And 2-1 now to Dan Bucciero. But they're both class of 2022 out of the same high school in Ridgefield, Connecticut. There is a swing and a miss, and it is 2-2.
I'll tell you what, I know Lytle's struggled a little bit with his command, but he could really hum with that fastball.
We're hearing the catcher's glove pop a little bit here.
Yeah, unfortunately, our monitor is having some technical difficulties.
There's a swing and a miss and another fastball from Ethan Lytle. So a single and a walk, but also 3 strikeouts for Ethan Lytle against Connecticut Orange. Middle of the first inning, Connecticut Orange doesn't score, and here comes MSI, Maple Zone Sports Institute, coming up to bat on BFA Productions.
No. The second, I think I would know how. Hey, let's go, E.
Rejoining you live on BFA Live Sports. Bob Rotrug here with Chris Markowitz, and this is Kyle Kipp, number 35, who is a 5'10" tall right-hander out of West Hill, Connecticut, and he's a sophomore, class of 2023. Ethan Filiposian for Maple Zone Sports Institute stepping in against Kyle Kipp. And the fastball is missing low and in. I think the first pitch was a ball, so I think we're at 2-0. 80 miles an hour or so on the velocity, topping out for Kyle Kipp. 2-0 pitch, and that is missing for ball 3. So, I beg your pardon, 2-1 to Ethan Filiposian. Here's a ground ball out to first, picked and taken over to the base himself. And one away in the bottom of the first inning here in Game 5. I say that, I've said that a few times, but I can hardly believe it.
I can't either. I think this day flew by. I really do.
Yeah, something like that.
I think it's because there's been hardly any break between these games. They're all kind of just blending into one beautifully long day. Here
all these teams are coming back tomorrow. We do 5 more games tomorrow, beginning at 8 a.m. So about another 10 hours of baseball on BFA Live Sports tomorrow. This is Jackson Ritecki stepping in, and a left-handed batter. Catcher in first base. He throws right even though he's a lefty batter. Out of Westchester Henderson High. 0-2 to Jackson Ritecki with 1 out, nobody on, and no score here for Baseball U Connecticut Orange against Maple Zone Sports Institute. And that pitch, that got the umpire. Got through the catcher and hit him square and stung him.
Yeah, he caught one earlier today.
Yeah.
Never fun being behind a home plate, either as a catcher or as a home plate umpire.
You got to stay in there and not flinch. And if the catcher misses it, then you feel not very good about what you ended up doing to the home plate umpire behind you. I mean, there's a lot of trust going on there, too. So Kyle Kipp out of West Hill High School in Stamford, Connecticut. And, yeah, our umpire is okay here. Here's a looping liner and a leaping catch. Didn't have to jump too high. It came down for him at second base. So Ritecki, a little looping line out, 2 gone in the bottom of the first.
Yeah, Ritecki hit it hard, just didn't get enough elevation for it to reach the outfield.
Chris Montone now, outfielder and a right-handed pitcher as well. And a right-handed batter who's a junior out of Williamstown High School. I'm looking at a strike, and it's 0-1.
4.0 GPA. So
I love it. Yeah, smart kids.
Yeah, not just about the athletics, but
undoubtedly, these coaches want kids that are going to be academically strong as well. They look at it, the SAT scores and the GPAs and everything.
Well, and particularly at the D2, D3 level, obviously D1 as well, but it comes down to a matter of scholarship. Can you fit kids in through, do they qualify academically to be part of your program? So It's a huge factor in the recruitment process.
That is ball 2 to Chris Montone. 2 balls and 2 strikes with 2 outs and nobody on. Next pitch, and he yanked it foul, third base side. Staying at 2-2. So Jackson Ritecki, who just lined out, he's their commit, the one commit that they have on the team. He's going to Campbell University, North Carolina. Is that right?
Wow.
For Campbell, I think. Here's a ground ball out to the pitcher, a little nubber, and only fielded by Kyle Kipp to handle Chris Montone and put away the side in order. 1 inning down, no score for Connecticut Orange against Maple Zone Sports Institute here in our Dunmore Shots Stadium Baseball Showcase on BFA Live Sports. Top of the second, Connecticut Orange steps in. Their under-17 team. This is Will Eustace, 15 years old. He'll be 16 in a couple of months. So Will Eustace, class of 2023, so he's a sophomore out of Fairfield Ward High School in Fairfield, Connecticut, and taking a ball from Ethan Lytle of MSI, and it's 1 ball, no strikes, and he fires it around on that fastball in a strike to Eustace, 1-1. Yeah, I agree with you. I think Lytle's really bringing it. Next pitch, that is in a strike as well.
Yeah, he's popping the glove.
Yeah, big time.
That's what I call hum and shed.
The lingo of today. And there's a ball, and it's 2 balls and 2 strikes. Missing a little low on that pitch. 3-2 to Will Eustace from Ethan Lytle. And the next pitch, that's sailing high. That's a rising fastball. So that's ball 4, and so we reset the count to ball 2, and Ethan Lytle gets to throw his favorite pitch some more fastballs. Next pitch, line drive, is going to be making it through between first and second. Right fielder throws to first and got him. Holy smoke, how often do you see that?
That's the old
nice play in right, and I want to say that might be 27 out there in right field. I mean, you see it every once in a while, but not all the time.
That's the classic 9-3 ground out.
I love
there.
it. I love especially on the turf here, right?
Right.
You know, so that ball gets out to you, and it's a short porch and right, so he's already playing in a little bit. Owen Sotero takes a ball, 1-0. And there's a swing and a miss, and he took a little bit off of that one, or a lot off.
That was a hammer straight into the dirt. See, if you
1 ball and 1 strike, and that one bounced.
If you could break off a curveball like that, if you're Lytle, and then come back with a fastball in the zone, it makes your fastball look even quicker.
Owen Sotero out of Xavier High School in Connecticut, and a swing and a foul tip into the glove of the catcher, and a strikeout. That's 4 strikeouts now for Ethan Lytle, to the surprise of very few here watching how he's bringing it. He looks really good. 2 outs for Charlie Lafreniere, and taking a ball, bouncing around and getting away a little bit. 1 ball and no strikes.
Yeah, that one got away from him a little bit. You could hear on his release a little bit of a grunt there.
Boy, he fires it in there. There's another good pitch.
And he doesn't waste any time. Look at him get right back on the mound, ready to go at his tempo.
83 velocity on perfect game, but I think he's got capabilities of bringing it harder than that. Here's the 1-2. That's in the dirt, ball 2.
It certainly looks like it. And again, with fastballs, obviously we'd love looking at the velocity, but a lot of it too is location and movement. Late break can make a fast pitch look even faster.
There's a swing and a miss and strike 3. Wow. So 5 strikeouts for Ethan Lytle in 2 innings and looking very good. Middle of the second here in Game 5 of our Dunmore, Pennsylvania Baseball Showcase, Baseball U Showcase. Connecticut Orange, nothing. Maple Zone Sports Institute, nothing on BFA Live Sports.
Are we doing hanging up over here?
You?
Okay. A little colder on the shade. It's okay.
Let's torch your baseball. Hey, let's jump on it. Two more. No. You see me actually throwing it to the fielder?
Bottom of the second, MSI is batting. Here is Matt Curtis from Pennsylvania out of Great Valley High School, and he's a junior, class of 2022, going up against Connecticut Orange pitcher Kyle Kipp. Kipp, the right-hander, into the line, and his first pitch here in the bottom of the second is a fastball, belt buckle high strike on Matt Curtis. That maybe was on the outside half of the plate, and it's a strike, 0-1. Good pitchers starting this game. We had a single for Griffin Polly back in the first, but otherwise that's been it. And their pitcher, Ethan Lytle, looks terrific with 5 strikeouts. Here's a ball to Curtis, and it's 1-1.
Yeah, we were talking about it during the break. Lytle, he's throwing at least mid-80s.
Swing and a miss, and he dropped a changeup on him there. And Curtis was way out in front, and it's 1-2. Kyle Kipp wind up next pitch. Oh, that's a nice fastball. He fired it in there at Curtis. Got a little gun shy on that. And that's a strikeout for Kipp.
Well, that's what you call pitching backwards. With a strike on the batter, he threw him a curveball in the zone. And then, now that the batter's seen a curveball before a 2-strike count, a little bit confused, he froze him with a fastball low and away. That's a great sequence there by a young right-hander.
Andrew Lombardi looking at a breaking ball in a strike. New Jersey native. Hey, Vince Lombardi was from New Jersey. I don't know if there's a relation, but you never know. Middletown North High School for the right-handed batter, and he looks at a ball. 1 ball and 1 strike to Andrew Lombardi. 9 teams in this baseball showcase event. 5 games today, 5 games tomorrow. Most of the teams are playing 2 games, maybe 3. Baseball U New Jersey is playing 4. They're playing double headers on each day. They have a lot of players. Kyle Kipp wheels and deals. There's a swing and a foul tip.
Ooh.
That get the mask there at the catcher, and it bounces away.
And see,
it's 2-2 here.
Lombardi there, it looked like he was guessing off speed because he just threw his hands. He
Right.
just threw his hands, didn't get the lower half engaged. So now if you're Kipp, you got to see that and recognize how you could use that to your advantage.
That one a little high and tight. So Lombardi checks his swing. And it is now 2 balls and 2 strikes. And a high pop-up in the shallow center. Let's see, the middle infielders are out there. The shortstop will call for it and catch. 2 gone in the bottom of the second. So we'll do it again tomorrow at 8 a.m. Yeah, go ahead.
Well, I was going to say, there's that minus 75 was flashed at second base a couple times.
I gotta get a look at that.
I'm telling you, Griffin Polly with the best jersey in the game.
There's a ball inside on a fastball to the left-handed batting Tim Dickinson. 1 ball and no strikes. Out of Garnet Valley High School. got a mix of Pennsylvania and New Jersey kids on this team. Here's a grounder that kind of got under his glove and rolls through, and they had a tough time with that. Tim Dickinson safely aboard.
Yeah, so I put the spotlight on him. That's my mistake there. I apologize, Mr. Polly.
Did that kick off the glove? Did he get a piece of it a little bit?
Yeah, it looked like it took a strange hop. It's always, it's something to adjust to for infielders. Coming in on the turf, the ball hops a lot quicker than you're expecting.
Fastball to Zach Klein is ball one. It has more grip, so when it bounces, it actually can almost kind of pick up velocity, is what some infielders say. I don't think it technically does that, but it feels or looks like it does that to them.
I would say in comparison to a grass infield, that would be true, right? Because you're so used to tracking balls on grass, on dirt, where it's probably getting slowed down a lot more than on the turf, where there's more of a natural hop. But a natural hop isn't natural to somebody who plays 95% of their games on grass.
Right. Klein fouls this away, and he took a fastball and shot it over the first base side dugout. So 1 ball and 2 strikes here to the batter, outfielder Zach Klein out of Westchester Henderson High School. And the pitch from Kyle Kipp with a runner going. A swing and a miss and a throw down to second. And it doesn't matter because that's strike 3 for the third out. So they did a hit and run there. And a strikeout for Kyle Kipp is his second of the game. It's no runs, no hits, and 1 error. And 2 fairly quick innings to start. No score for Connecticut Orange against MSI. On to the third in Game 5 of our Baseball U Showcase on BFA Live Sports. Okay, we have a new pitcher here coming in for MSI. This is right-hander Riley Jones, who replaces Ethan Lytle, who was picking up a couple of strikeouts, and I beg your pardon, who picked up, 5 strikeouts?
Yes, sir.
And moves on. And here is Belanger batting against Riley Jones. This is Nevin Belanger. I think of Mark Belanger of the Baltimore Orioles. Here's a ground ball to first, and Nevin Belanger is out 3 unassisted, 1 gone in the third. So Riley Jones, all of 6'6", from Woodstown High School in Alloway, New Jersey.
That's a tall boy. Wonder if he plays any basketball as well.
Yeah, well, at 6'6", I would think there's a pretty good chance of that. This is Jackson Tavel of Edgemont, New York. And he's 5'10". He's not quite 6'6". There was a ball from Riley Jones. 1 ball and no strikes. To Jackson Tavel, and he throws that one to the backstop and ball 2. We were chatting with the home plate umpire between innings, and he's telling us, 260 is what they measured that on this field when they had a sign out there back on the original construction of the field before they refurbished it. But that building, that warehouse or whatever it is out in right field, that's been there.
Right.
So the dimensions are still the same. There's a strike, and it's 2-1. This is a field that has hosted a lot of baseball going all the way back to 1950 and has been very popular in the community, but it fell into quite a bit of disrepair. It took a couple $1 million to build it up, put in the turf, and basically build practically a whole new stadium here on the original grounds. And so they're very proud to have baseball in this location again in Dunmore, Pennsylvania, because so many kids who are now adults have memories of playing right here at this spot when they did not have the artificial turf, of course. This is, I think, a 3-1 to Tavel, and that bounced up there. So I think we do a reset now.
Man, 260 down the right field line. I'd kill to play at a field like that.
2-2. Yeah.
I would kill for that, man.
Well, it's a tall fence, so it does keep in a few. 1 out, nobody on, and no score in the third. And a fastball is missing outside, ball 3. Well, we had that conversation from an inning ago because Will Eustace bounced out to the right fielder. He was out 9-3, which, can happen, especially if you have a short right field and you have the turf where the ball gets out to the right fielder quickly. You better be booking it down the line on what you think is a base hit to right. That missed away for a ball, and now we reset the count to 2-2. 0-0 score on the top of the third in the last game of today's half of our baseball weekend. 5 games each day. There's a ball, and is it 3? Is that ball 3 or ball 4? Okay, they give him first. All right. I thought we had the reset, but works for me. Tavel takes first, a 1-out base runner aboard for Connecticut Orange against Maple Zone Sports Institute 6'6" tall right-hander Riley Jones. Here is Zach Warzel. And fired in a strike from Riley Jones, 0-1. What do we got here?
I was going to say, I believe this is Cole Dickinson, number 9.
Am I turned around here?
Well, Warzel's slated to hit next in the lineup, according to what I have.
So I missed a guy. Okay. I missed a guy when I was scribbling down the lineup as fast as I could. There's a pitch getting away, and Tavel is up on a wild pitch. So this is... I am turned around. Very much so. In many different ways. Cole Dickinson, thank you.
No worries. I've been there a couple times.
Won't be the last time either. That ball got away from the catcher, but Tavel has to stay at second. That's some good scrambling work to keep the runner at his spot. Two and 1 to Cole Dickinson with a 1-out runner at second. That's why it takes 2 to make this work, as we barely get the lineup. We don't have the defensive alignments. So we're trying to figure it out as we go, and it's very tricky.
Believe me,
I know it is.
I don't know how I would have gotten through those 2 games I did play without you. So
there's a swing and a miss, and it's 2-2. I mean, sometimes you get a guy that steps up there, and we haven't really had this happen today, I don't think, but you got a guy that steps up there with a number that doesn't show up on
Right.
the roster. Now you're not even sure who it is. That's what happens in these events sometimes.
Well, we have had a
Look
couple.
out over there, coaches. I mean, come on, heads up.
I
If
know.
you're going to sit on the field, you better be watching the ball.
Not even moving with a hard hit grounder down towards them.
Those are hardened guys.
What kind of an example, though, are you setting for the next generation if that's your defensive approach? You got to be ready. Have it ready.
1 out, 1 on. 2-2. And Riley Jones, here's the pitch. That is in the dirt. And, the runner is taking off and then scrambling back to second and barely made it back in on a good long throw down that almost had him.
Yeah, that was a good.
That's Lombardi, the catcher.
Yeah,
Yeah,
good aggressive
Lombardi.
shoot.
He's had a couple good hustle plays on bouncers that got a little bit away from him, but he was able to really scramble over there and keep the runner at his station. That's a runner that's trying to get a good running lead. There's another one that's kind of in the dirt. And ball 3. So Lombardi is nicely working with his pitcher here, Riley Jones, and helping him out a little bit. Cole Dickinson, right-handed batter, is waiting, and the pitch swing and a miss, and he got him with some tailing away action and a strikeout. After the starting pitcher, Ethan Lytle, had 5 of them in 2 innings, Riley Jones has his team's 6th strikeout of the game.
Back to Lytle real quick. Obviously, dominant in his 2 innings. I think we've seen some great pitching performances today. That was the most dominant 2 innings of a kid we've seen this afternoon.
Yeah. It was humming for him, and I think he has kicked up his velocity some from his last stats readings on the Perfect Game website. This one did not have a lot of velocity, but it fooled the next batter, which is, I think it's Wurzel. On a changeup, it's no balls and 1 strike. I want to confirm that this is 36.
Yeah, this is
for the
Zach
lefty batter. Okay.
Yes. Ooh, good spot.
Just missed a little bit. A little bit low and in. 1 ball, 1 strike. No score in the third of a 7-inning game. The max of 2 hours. Wrapping up our 5 games today on our baseball showcase with 11 different colleges here represented. And coaches watching a whole lot of players that they might be bringing to their programs in Scranton or Gettysburg or Lock Haven or Arcadia or DeSales, among others. There's a ball to Wurzel, and now we'll get a little conference on the mound. Andrew Lombardi wants to try to, I think, settle down Riley Jones. I'm going to assume the runner at second isn't trying to steal signals or anything of that nature, but I guess you never know.
You never know.
I mean, look, it is a showcase and about talent, but these coaches, they want to win games. You're not going to get future talent if you're going out there losing every single game.
Also,
so it is about winning also.
Well, also, look, players are keen to this stuff. It's no. What happened in Houston's one thing, but picking up signs it's part of the game.
Right. 2-1 to Wurzel. That's in the dirt and bounced up there for ball 3.
There's an unwritten etiquette to cheating in the game of baseball. It's that. But
Well,
it's not
I wasn't even thinking of that in terms of cheating. I was just thinking it's a showcase event. Is
Right.
really going to be flashing any kind of signals to his teammate?
I think if another team can pick up on your signs, as long as they're not using cameras from center field, I think that's part of the game. That's just my take.
There is a swing and a miss for Wurzel, and it's 3 balls and 2 strikes with a 2-out runner at second base for Connecticut Orange here. Led by head coach Peter J. And the 3-2. Fell back to the fence here right in front of us. You okay?
I'm all right.
Flinched a little there.
Well, I flinched not because of the ball, but it deflected pretty hard off the home plate umpire's mask. I was a little stressed.
Oh, did
by
that catch his mask?
It did. On the way back. He's taking a beating today.
Oh, he's taken a couple. Those 2 guys have rotated a couple of games, but he's been at the dish for the majority. Riley Jones, full count pitch. That is low and in. And ball 4. So we reset the count to 2-2, and we go to fastballs only. We will start at 8 a.m. tomorrow with Baseball U PA Telep against Baseball U New Jersey. And Baseball U New Jersey will play back-to-back again like they did today, and they'll keep the same lineup like they did. Here's a ground ball to first, and it's picked over there and steps on the base for the final out to retire the side. So Connecticut Orange gets 1 walk, and that is all here in the third, and we are in the middle of the third now. Connecticut Orange, nothing. Maple Zone Sports, nothing on BFA Live Sports.
I missed that last game.
Like Keith and Larry and all them guys, they got out. Yeah, they sold them.
No, I had it.
They all had kids though. So they're not, you know, they're a little different.
No, I know.
They're doing it as a business. Yeah, I guess they did. I think they sold it to somebody else. But I think once they're, you know, kids got out of it. Like, unless you have something like that, like, if I had to guess, they're making money, but they're not making money. Like you still need to try. You can't do that. I don't know if they got any more.
Bottom of the third, and it's a new pitcher for Baseball Connecticut. And I think this is 83, which would be Quinn Sotero, playing along with his brother Owen Sotero here. I assume they're brothers. And so once we confirm that it's 83, and we have, there he is. So he comes on for Kyle Kipp here in the third, Quinn Sotero. And the batter is Dylan Wiley, and taking a strike. 1 ball, 1 strike. And Logan Palmer is up next, and I think to the top of the lineup. And I think only 9 batters for MSI in this game. At least that's what we believe right now from the lineup we were given. He was telling me he was going to rotate some guys in and out. So just hold the phone. We're not all the way there yet.
Hey, just like the whole day is gone, we'll play it as it goes.
Here's a comebacker out to shortstop, bouncing around and juggled and dropped. Kind of spun on him, and maybe he took a little glance, a little peek at the runner.
Yeah, you never know. I mean, and you mentioned this earlier on a tough play a second. You never know how the turf affects the spin of the ball, and it speeds up. Infielders aren't used to that. So could just be a factor of kids not having too much experience playing ground balls on the turf field.
So Dylan Wiley reaches on an error, and there's a little lefty fling style pitch as Sotero has kind of coming down under there to Logan Palmer in a lefty-lefty matchup. And I think he missed on that pitch, so it's a ball. No score in the bottom of the third in our 5th game of the day, our quintuple header. There's a ball outside. 2 balls and no strikes. Baseball U and their travel teams. It started with Baseball U New Jersey and now is spread to 5 different states, I guess, and all the different programs. Pennsylvania and Connecticut and New Jersey and Virginia. I think it's 5 programs in 4 states. I take it back. Now they're going to talk. 3-0 from Quinn Sotero, so trying to settle down and find the strike zone here. Sometimes those sidearmers and submariners, you know, it's hard to control. You get the funky arm slot. And he flips it in there and just missed a little bit. I think we are resetting to 2-0, I think.
And we talked about this in an earlier game. The mound, not even a dirt mound, so that always factors in. Pitchers aren't used to throwing off of the turf mound, so that always disrupts a rhythm for someone not comfortable on a surface like that.
That's a foul off by Logan Palmer. So it's 2 balls and 1 strike with a runner at first here in the third. Palmer for MSI. Lifts it to left. That's going to fall in front of the left fielder. So just a little opposite field flip for Logan Palmer that turns into a single. And puts runners at first and second for Maple Zone Sports Institute. And this should be Philipposian, I believe, number 11.
Well, the number, it looks like number 34.
Okay, so we have an extra batter coming in. Yeah, I
Well,
anticipated that was possible. Yeah, this is Jackson Ratecki.
So are they just skipping Philipposian?
Oh, well, he said he was going to switch some things around. So who knows? So, yeah, Ratecki is batting second. He's supposed to be batting after Philipposian, but I don't think we worry about batting out of order when you're allowed to have 14 guys in the lineup to begin with. There's a ball to Ratecki. 2 balls and no strikes with runners at first and second and nobody out in the third.
It looks like for the most part they're going to retain the order they had, just skipping over Philipposian. The batter on deck is Montone.
There's a strike, and it's 2-1. I mean, he told me they were going to do some things with the lineup. Oh, that's Philipposian on first. Okay, thank you. Then we did miss somebody, which... And that is caught and taken for the out. Logan Palmer didn't bat.
Yeah,
Okay, now mystery solved. So Palmer didn't bat. Philipposian singled. And Palmer didn't take his at-bat. So now we got a little call.
I was going to say, yeah, we had that as our lineup.
So Ratecki bounces out, and the runners go to second and third.
So if that's the case, then for some reason MSI decided only to hit 8.
That's what it looks like, but maybe they get more at-bats later. Who knows? Chris Montone is the batter here. Yeah, and we have confirmed. Got to look at the numbers. You always got to be on top of it here. And a high pop-up on the infield will be caught by the third baseman for the second out. So that's Ethan Lytle who moved over to third. I beg your pardon. For Connecticut, that's Cole Dickinson catching for the second out. And now Matt Curtis will bat. And this is indeed Matt Curtis. Strikeout looking in the second. And he's 0 for 1 with 2 outs and 2 on. And a little tapper is back to the pitcher. It will be fielded by Sotero, who turns and throws him out at first base. So, a couple runners reach on an error and a single, and then Quinn Sotero puts them away in order with a couple ground outs and a fly out. No runs, 1 hit, 1 error, and 2 runners are left stranded. And we're at the end of 3 in our nightcap of our quintuple header. Connecticut Orange, nothing. Maple Zone Sports Institute, nothing. On BFA Live Sports. Michael Coyne played in the last game for Connecticut Black, and he's batting here in this game for Connecticut Orange, and we're not sure why. Maybe he has other obligations tomorrow and can't play in their game tomorrow, but he's getting some at-bats here today, and Michael Coyne will lead off the fourth inning for Connecticut Orange, and it is a new pitcher for Maple Zone Sports Institute, Chris Montone, who was their third pitcher of the game after Ethan Lytle threw 2 and Riley Jones fired the third. And there is a fastball from Montone, who misses for ball 1 to Michael Coyne in the fourth inning. 1 ball, no strikes. And no score. Fastball, that's in, a strike, 1-1. Next pitch for Montone, working quickly, is ball 2. Connecticut Orange, no runs on 1 hit and 1 error. MSI, no runs, 1 hit and no errors. And actually, it's no runs on 1 hit, 2 errors in the field for Connecticut Orange. There's a strike, and it's 2-2. Next pitch, that is strike 3. And see you later. Let's see, Michael Coyne. So there's a strikeout. And now Chris Kennedy to the top of the lineup. Yes, this is Kennedy number 1.
Something to keep an eye on now, Bob, is there's a glare coming off of one of those benches in center field. It's directly behind the mound.
Yeah, you need a batter's eye there. Putting bleachers in center is a little tricky.
I'm having a difficult time seeing now.
Yeah, I assume that's a problem for the batters from their vantage point. I mean, it's not exactly the same angle, and we're talking about reflecting light, so maybe they don't see it at all, but it sure seems like they probably do. That missed to Kennedy. It's 2 balls and 1 strike with 1 out, nobody on. Montone's pitch, and that is a swing and a foul off. 2-2.
Man,
Montone might be the fastest pitcher.
I was just about to say, this is, if the major leagues had Montone pitching every game, wouldn't be worrying about a 3-hour time limit.
There is a pitch that bounced up there, and it's a full count. 3-2.
Oh, nice little friendly moment there by Lombardi, who blocked the ball and faked the tag at the runner. Not the runner, the batter.
That one just missed. Lombardi trying to frame it there. Breaking ball missing away for Montone. And we reset the count to 2-2.
Wow.
Here's a swing and a fly, and he lifts it out to right. This will not be deep enough, even with that very short porch, about 260 feet to right. That is hauled in. Kennedy flies out. And we have 2 gone in the fourth inning. A lot of well-played, well-pitched, low-scoring games with all of this high school talent being scouted by the coaches of 11 different colleges here. 4-0, 2-1, 3-1. That's what we've had in this game, in these games. This is Griffin Polly, and he takes a strike that kind of bent in there. No balls and 1 strike. Here's a high fly. This one is lifted to deeper right field, turning, and it's off the fence. And here comes Polly in for 2. Head first slide with a throw coming nowhere close and actually getting away. Didn't have to slide like that, but it's fun, so he does. It's a double off the fence in right field.
Good old number, -75.
There
2
you go.
for 2 on the day with a single and a double. Baddest man in the game, keeping it going. And we'll see now that Montone has to make the transition from the windup where he's comfortable moving quickly to the set. So how does he mix that in to pay attention to the running game now that he has a base runner in scoring position?
Joel Strand out of Greens Farms High School in Connecticut, and taking a fastball missing, bouncing up there, and blocked by Lombardi. 1-0, and now a breaking ball. Little tapper to third. This is a tricky play, coming in on 1 hop, throwing off of 1 foot, getting the speedy Joel Strand, and a nice play for the final out, retires aside. That's no runs, 1 hit, 1 runner left on base, halfway through our last game of the day, middle of the fourth, and a game scheduled for 7 innings. No score for Connecticut Orange and Maple Zone Sports Institute on BFA Live Sports. Bottom of the fourth inning, and Maple Zone Sports Institute batting against Quinn Sotero of Baseball U Connecticut Orange. The lefty Sotero in his second inning of work in a 0-0 game. Andrew Lombardi is batting, and off-speed offering is swung on and fouled off by Lombardi. There's had a couple nice blocks there at the dish as well behind the plate. No balls and 1 strike. Now he's at the plate instead of behind it. 0-1 pitch. Dropping that arm slot, Sotero flings it in there. Swing and a miss. 0-2. Lombardi a pop out to shortstop in the second inning, and he's 0 for 1. Quinn Sotero out of the set with nobody on base, and he got him chasing. There's strike 3. Tagged out by the catcher there. Boy, that's a tricky 0-2 pitch. That's not even fair from Quinn Sotero.
Yeah, now you see it, now you don't. Just fading away. That left-hand tail. It's like the bottom falls out. You think it's going to be right there, letter high. All of a sudden, it disappears on you.
Tim Dickinson is number 26. And taking a ball from Quinn Sotero to the lefty batting Dickinson. And this is not Dickinson, is it? Yes, it is. Okay. And he fouls it off.
We're constantly on our toes.
Yeah,
here.
I know. You know what? It turned me around because both teams have a Dickinson on their roster. So,
that'll do it to you. I know what you mean.
Don't even mess with me because I'm easily confused. That's not fair either. 1 and 2.
Hey.
You know what'll be kind of fun as well? 2-3 years down the road, now we're kind of familiar with these names. We know what colleges are here, and then you get to see, hey, which college coach liked which player, and who ends up going to DeSales or to Gettysburg or to Lock Haven. It might have happened right here at this event. You know,
That's
absolutely.
True. Well, we've seen a couple side conversations, and you never know where that leads.
Now, look, there are more baseball showcases, and these coaches are coming to more than one, so it doesn't necessarily have to be just here. It's not now or never. They're playing a lot of these baseball showcases. A lot of these teams have seen each other before, and the coaches have seen these kids before, and they're getting to see them more than once. But this could be the tipping point. Anyway, it'll be kind of fun to see where some of these kids land when they go on to college ball, and for most of them in 2 or even 3 years. That pitch sailed way upstairs, and I don't know how Sotero did that, coming from underneath and firing it about 8 feet high. Full count to Tim Dickinson. And a swing and a fly ball. That's belted out to right. Is that fair? It is, and it's barely fair. It's off the fence. Dickinson going for 2. Head for a slide. Close play at second. He's safe. Very close at second, and Tim Dickinson with a double, barely fair off the fence, maybe not quite midway up the fence in right field. And a 1-out double.
That's a good piece of hitting nonetheless. That's a double in any ballpark. Because as close as the right fielder came to tracking that one down off the fence, if that fence is 300 feet away, I don't think the right fielder even has a beat on it. It might go for a triple down the line.
Exactly. It would go out into the corner. Zach Klein is taking ball 1 from Quinn Sotero. 1 ball, no strikes. Klein, a strikeout swinging in the second, is 0 for 1. Pennsylvania native out of Westchester Henderson. And a swinging strike, and it's 1 ball and 1 strike. Looking for our first run here in our last game. On a day with a lot of low-scoring games and a lot of good pitching and good defense, and some decent hitting too, but really the pitching and defense has been a little bit ahead or better than the hitting a lot of times today. We had a 3-hitter in the last game, for example, with one of the Baseball U Pennsylvania teams going down with only 3 hits. And they'll want to turn that around tomorrow.
Yeah.
There's ball 2. And then the next pitch missing a little away, and ball 3. Or I beg your pardon, 2 and 2.
It's going to be a little chillier tomorrow, though.
Little bit. It's a high of 63 both days, so it's roughly the same. Swing and a miss, and got him chasing. And there's the runner going to third. And is he in safely? He is on a head-first slide. A stolen base for Tim Dickinson on a hit and run, but Zach Klein, that might be... He chased that pitch because it was a hit and run. He was trying to protect the runner, and it turned out he didn't need to.
Well, you never know how the swing affects the catcher's transition, right? Because having to deal with...
it's a righty batter swinging at a pitch that's outside, so the
Right.
catcher's going away and has to get his balance and throw back against from where he was going. There's a lot going against the catcher on a play like that. Big cut and a miss for Dylan Wiley, and a strike. No balls and 2 strikes to Dylan Wiley, who reached on a mishandled ground ball in the third.
And just so you know, Logan Palmer is indeed on deck as of now.
So he skipped an at-bat and maybe just needed to last inning. There's a foul back by Wiley. No balls and 2 strikes. Runner at third is Tim Dickinson. Second inning in a row for a runner at third. Little tapper off the glove of the pitcher, Sotero. They won't have a play anywhere. And if he doesn't touch that ball, then maybe the second baseman out there can make the play, although that's debatable whether Griffin Polly could have gotten it. I mean, he slowed it down, but that still is going to be a tough play even if he doesn't touch it. I don't blame Sotero for going for it. So anyway, it's an infield single for Dylan Wiley that brings in the first run of the game in the form of Tim Dickinson, and MSI takes a 1-0 lead.
That's a strategically placed swinging bunt.
There's a high pop-up into left center field. I can hear him calling for it all the way from here. And so Logan Palmer, 1 swing and a fly out, and that retires the side officially. For MSI in the bottom of the 4th, it is 1 run on 2 hits and 1 runner left on base. On to the 5th, MSI 1, Baseball U Connecticut Orange nothing. Is our score here in the last game of this quintuple header on BFA Live Sports. Fifth inning, and we'll have the Bucceros to bat back-to-back to lead things off here for the Connecticut Orange team that now finds themselves trailing 1-0. Matt Bucciero is first. Dan Bucciero is next. They are both pitchers as well, or at least they have been. And here's a swing and a miss on the first pitch to M. Booch, and then up next is D. Booch. And there's a strike on a fastball. 0-2. I think this is still 17 Chris Montone for MSI, and it is. And there is strike 3, and he bent that on the outside corner and got Matt Bucciero looking. Good pitch.
Of course it's number 17, Chris Montone. You ever see anybody else move that quickly on the mound?
That's true.
Come on now.
All right, here's Dan Bucciero, and I look him up. And I don't know if this is American Legion ball, but going back to 2017, he threw a no-hitter in the Ridgefield Little League, actually, town championship. That's something.
I never threw a no-hitter.
So Dan Bucciero fouls it off 0-1. I mean, that's the Ridgefield Little League town championship on a no-hitter for Dan Bucciero. How'd you like to win a Little League championship with a no-no?
It's a good way to go out. 'Cause for most kids, Little League championships, that's it, right? If you're talking your town's Little League, you're probably in your last year or two.
That was a fastball strike on the outside corner. It is 1-2 to Dan Bucciero, and a little tapper down to third. That's going to spin foul. So it stays 1 ball and 2 strikes. Let's see here. Maple Zone Sports Institute with 1 run on 3 hits and no errors. Connecticut Orange with no runs on 2 hits and 2 errors. And we'll see all these teams tomorrow, beginning at 8 a.m. and 5 more games. A change and a swing and a miss. And so Bucciero is gone, just like his brother Matt Bucciero. They both go down on strikes. 2 gone in the 5th.
And Bob, I don't know if you caught that. I really like this Lombardi kid behind the plate.
Sure.
As Bucciero was strolling back to the box after the foul ball, he found his bat waiting for him, barrel down, standing on home plate because Lombardi left it there. This kid's a prankster. I like this guy.
Will Eustace takes a ball. And the next pitch is a fastball outside corner, 1-1. What's the point if you're not having fun?
Exactly.
Here's the 1-1 pitch. Fastball is high and away, ball 2. Eustace, at first on contact, thought he probably had a base hit to right. He was thrown out by the right fielder. Change, swing, and a miss, man. Montone really pulls a string on you there.
Yeah.
And, I mean, he's done that to a few batters here. And that's not just the bottom dropping out, but that's also the arm motion for the deception as well to kind of fake out the hitter. Fastball is a high strike 3, and Will Eustace goes down looking, and striking out the side is Chris Montone, and impressively so. Middle of the 5th inning. Maple Zone 1, Connecticut Orange nothing is our score, coming live from Schatz Stadium and Danmore, PA on BFA Live Sports. Fifth inning, and Ethan Lytle will step in and take a turn at the plate. So we're kind of adding an extra batter to the lineup. And a new pitcher here for Baseball U Connecticut is number 74, Sam Weber, as Lytle takes ball 1. 1-0, Maple Zone Sports Institute leads Baseball U Connecticut Orange in the 5th game of our baseball showcase. There's a strike on a fastball. 1 ball and 1 strike to Ethan Lytle, who impressed the heck out of us in his 2 innings pitching with 5 strikeouts and really blazing it in there. This pitch from Weber is missing for a ball. And it's 2 balls and 1 strike. Sam Weber out of Chester Academy, and a 5'11" tall right-handed pitcher. 2-1 pitch and a liner, and a nice backhand pick on 1 bounce at second. And then planting his feet and squaring around to throw the other way to get Ethan Lytle for the first out in the bottom of the 5th.
Scored 4-3. It was smoked by Lytle. He got all of it on 1 hop to second. But a nice play off the hop, to your point. And that's where the turf comes in handy, because you know you're going to get that true hop right back to your chest whenever it's hit that hard in the infield.
Ethan Filiposian now, and he's their leadoff batter. And a single to left in the 3rd and a ground out in the 1st. And there's a fastball from Sam Weber. I believe that missed for a ball. 1 ball, no strikes. And a 1-0 lead for Maple Zone Sports, who scored their run in the fourth on a Tim Dickinson double off the fence and eventually coming in on a Dylan Wiley infield single off the glove of the pitcher Quinn Sotero. There's a strike, and it's 1-1. And that's it. And it's been more of the same. It's another, well-played, well-pitched game with a little bit of offense, but not a whole lot. Fastball is high to Philipposian, ball 2.
Yeah, and that's kind of been the script, and you mentioned this earlier. That's been the script all day long. Solid pitching has been what we've seen at this showcase. We've only seen one inning in close to 5 full games now where there's been 6 batters come to the plate,
Right.
and that's ended it, which is
You
very
think
rare.
that is going to be a rule that comes into effect a lot. 6 batters doesn't sound like much.
Right.
But, now 5 games, and we've had that happen one time where they reached the 6-batter max and then cut off the inning. Philipposian takes a ball, and this was after a meeting on the mound. 3 balls and 1 strike. Here is Sam Weber's next pitch, and this is drilled into the right field corner, and that ball hooking, fair ball, might have even been right there on the line. It was very close. Philipposian in at second, ahead of the throw, with a double to the right field corner for Maple Zone's 4th hit of the game and their 2nd double of the game, both of them to right.
Yeah, 2nd hit of the ball game for Philipposian.
Right, yeah, he's got half of them. This should be Jackson Ratecki, and it is. And he's 0 for 2 today. And he is a commit for Campbell University, which is in North Carolina. I was trying to remember before, but I have since confirmed, yeah. So he's on his way down south, and he fouls it away. 0-1. I mean, some of those programs in the Carolinas have some terrific baseball teams and wonderful talent.
Yeah, it's a sweet spot to be in when it comes to this sport at the college level. Also, nice weather year-round in that area.
Nicer, yeah. Looking back at second base at the runner Philipposian there. 9 teams here for 10 games total and 11 college coaches who are investigating the talent. And, they know the Baseball U name that's been around for 14 years, and I can, without having even looked it up or checked, I can promise you that all of these schools that are here represented today have already taken Baseball U talent in past years. Ratecki fouls it back, and it's 0-2. Here's Sam Weber. And it's a high pop-up into left field. Boy, that's a little struggle out there, and he has to go down to make kind of a weird sliding catch. Well, he's able to pull it off.
Yeah, it's
For the second out.
That's Nevin Belanger out there in left, making the sliding grab.
It's kind of because the ball was hit a little funny for him. I mean, it wasn't like he had to come charging in and that he had to slide, but ultimately he had to kind of recover and dive over to his right a little bit. As long as you get the out. It doesn't matter how. Chris Montone is 0 for 2. Had a comebacker to the pitcher for a ground out, and then also a pop out that I think that was the one that I thought was going to get out of play and then was blown back in. I think that was the one.
I have that as
fastball missing for a ball.
I have that scored as P5, and that was the spot near the third base dugout.
Right. Wind is still blowing, but not nearly as much as it was even just a couple innings ago. We've had the wind blowing about 7 different directions throughout the course of our 5 games today.
Yeah,
Coming in, going out, going left to right, stand still. I mean, we've had a little bit of everything.
I needed some paperweights earlier today.
Right, for sure. And now we got nothing. That's a wild one to the backstop on the wild pitch, so Philipposian goes up to third. And it's 2-0 to Montone with 2 outs in the 5th inning. And a 1-0 lead for Maple Zone Sports. Looking for another here if they can plate one with 2 outs in the 5th. Sam Weber's next pitch is a fastball that didn't quite come back in to the zone. 3 balls and no strikes to Chris Montone.
And Montone, his back foot right on the line of the batter's box. He is not scared of crowding the plate.
Williamstown High in New Jersey takes a strike at the knees on the outside corner. And it is 3-1. So, yeah, I'll be back tomorrow, and all the crew is going to be here as well with BFA Live Sports. We will do all 5 games again tomorrow and some different matchups, so different teams getting a chance to see each other, and 11 more coaches coming back tomorrow to watch these games. They don't have to watch, hang on with every pitch, but you want to see each pitcher. That's the important part. And you want to get 1 or 2 at-bats to get an idea of what a guy looks like at the plate. That pitch missed for ball 4, so we reset and not doing the walks here in this showcase event. So it's 2-1 to Montone. And that pitch is missing high, ball 3. It's nice to just get back into it here. I mean, many sports have been canceled. The teams that I've been working for now have been canceled. You have fans coming out and watching baseball. I mean, it feels kind of like a normal day. I mean, I haven't done any games for several months, so this is enjoyable for me. Montone takes low and in, and that is now the actual ball 4. And he will take first on the walk. It is 1st and 3rd. And, you get a lot of fans that are sitting in different sections, so you get some distancing, and you've been wearing a mask the entire time.
Yeah.
10 hours here doing the broadcast with a mask, which probably helps you stay a little warmer.
It does. I was going to say it's kept my face nice and toasty underneath this thing. So, got to credit the mask for give it a big shout out. I strategically picked this one because I've messed around with it. The mask I was using a couple weeks ago was it wasn't coming through the microphone very good, my voice. So
this sounds good. I've totally forgotten it a few times.
Yeah,
you're wearing a mask
for whatever reason.
Better.
It's the aerodynamics. I don't know the brand name for this mask, but whatever it is, it works better.
Yeah, a lot of the reporters on the air that are wearing a mask, they sound muffled. You sound great. Here's a high fly. Or I beg your pardon, a line shot into left field. That is a base hit for Curtis. That's going to bring in Philipposian and score a run. And he smashed it to left. Has himself an RBI. And in the 5th inning, Maple Zone now with a 2-0 lead.
Yeah, 2-0 lead. Opportunity for some more here. Obviously, the 6-batter limit in effect, though, so Lombardi will.
Oh, this is it. That's right.
He'll be the final hitter of the inning. So, but you put another run on the board, a 3-run lead with 2 innings left. That's solid in a showcase like this.
Fastball is way high, and I mean way up there from Sam Weber. He's had a couple of those, including the wild pitch where Philipposian got to 3rd. That wasn't a typical wild pitch that bounced up there. That one sailed away on him. So he's got to come down on his follow-through. And here's a high pop that's going to be fouled out of play for their catcher, Andrew Lombardi. It is 1 ball and 1 strike. He's 0 for 2 today with a fly out in the 2nd and a strikeout in the 4th.
And here's
1-1.
Here's a kid who knows how to have fun. I mentioned it to you a couple times. He's had a couple antics behind the plate defensively, chatting up the umpire, chatting up the other team. This is a guy who is all about enjoying this beautiful game of baseball.
1-1 pitch. Little nubber out to 3rd. This is a tough play. And juggled and dropped. And then everybody stood there because they didn't realize that 6 batters is the limit. So I think he gets safely on an E5. In other words, Chris Montone should have been rounding 3rd and trying to score because that's his only chance. But instead, that's the 6th batter of the inning. That is officially our limit. They leave them loaded, which isn't ideal. And Maple Zone Sports in the 5th doubles their lead. They score 1 run on 2 hits and 1 error. And that is their 3rd error of the game for Baseball U Connecticut, which is certainly not going to be thrilling their side and their coach. 1 run on 2 hits and 1 error, and 3 runners are left on base, and they only recorded 2 outs there for all their work as well. At the end of 5, Maple Zone 2, Connecticut Orange nothing here on BFA Live Sports. So we have 2 innings to go here in Game 5. So 4 games, 7 innings each is 28. 5 more innings today is 33. Welcome to the top of the 34th inning. Right? Right? That's what it is. Here's Owen Sotero, I believe. Yes. And the new pitcher for MSI is Zach Klein.
Could you imagine doing a 34-inning regulation game?
You know the minor league record is 33.
Wow.
Pawtucket against Rochester in 1981. There is Owen Sotero, ball 2. They weren't supposed to continue playing. They went past a curfew that they didn't know existed. Here's a ground ball to third, and it's picked over there, but it's a foul ball, 2-1. So they suspended the game at 4 in the morning in the 32nd inning, and they resumed it a couple months later when the two teams met again. And so it was in the line scores. I was 10 years old. I remember seeing the line score on the sports page of the paper. And the 2 third basemen in that game for Rochester against Pawtucket in the longest game in professional baseball history. The 2 third basemen were Wade Boggs and Cal Ripken.
No way.
Yes, indeed.
That's incredible.
Very, very much so.
So 33.
And it was in April, and so guys were burning things in the bullpen and trying to stay warm. It was colder than what you and I are dealing with here.
33 innings of baseball. How many times did a run score in the top half of an extra frame?
I used to know this. It's mostly zeros. Here's a grounder out to first, and taken to the base, and Sotero is gone. I mean, you can look it up. It's a famous game. But I want to say that one of the teams took the lead 2-1 or something in the 24th, and that one, the other guy tied it in the bottom of the 24th in Rochester, I believe it was. You know, everybody wanted to kill him. Yeah. Because now we're still going. Something like that.
Oh, man.
So, yeah, we beat the longest game because we got 34 innings here, so that, counts in our own weird way. Charlie Lafreniere is batting here, right? Yeah, 46. And here's a ground ball out to second. And they will throw out Lafreniere, and that is 2 gone here for the new pitcher, Zach Klein, for MSI.
Well, now we know if we ever need to stretch ourselves out 34 innings that we're capable of doing it. It's good to know
once, and I get to do it tomorrow.
Yeah, exactly. There you go. Twice in a row. It's good to know your limits in this lifetime. So when you start to push those, who knows what's possible?
Nevin Belanger has been playing in the outfield today and taking a ball from Zach Klein. I think this is Belanger.
Now, was it Will Ferrell who tried to play all 9 positions in 9 different baseball games in one day? Is that?
Yes, out in Arizona spring training. He traveled around.
See?
And I think he did it.
I'm fairly confident he did.
All the different teams, right?
Yes.
Nevin Belanger out of Wilton, Connecticut, and here's a 1-1 pitch. That's a good hard fastball from Zach Klein. And it's 2 balls and 1 strike. Klein, the righty, out of the stretch with nobody on base and missing outside for ball 3. I would be curious to know if Nevin Belanger is related to the former major leaguer. I mean, that's not as common of a name, Belanger. There was ball 4, so we reset the count to 2 balls. And there is a strike on the outside corner. And it's 2 balls and 2 strikes with 2 outs and nobody on at the top of the 6th inning. Connecticut Orange has just 2 hits today. A bouncing ball to second. Kind of tough play, charging in and expertly handled. Nicely done. Nevin Belanger goes down, and Zach Klein put him away in order with 3 ground outs to the right side of the diamond. And mows right through the Connecticut Orange lineup. We're in the middle of the 6th inning. It is Maple Zone 2 and Connecticut Orange nothing here in our baseball showcase event from Schott Stadium in Dunmore, PA on BFA Live Sports. Bottom of the 6th here in Game 5, and we still have Sam Weber on the mound for Baseball U Connecticut Orange. They have 2 teams, so one of them's Connecticut Black, and they won 4-0. The other one is Connecticut Orange, and they've had 3 errors and a couple hits, and they're trailing 2-0, and they're not necessarily having their best game. Maple Zone has scored single runs in the 4th and the 5th, and now they want to continue their streak into the 6th if they can. Tim Dickinson, who doubled into the right field corner and then eventually scored, he takes a ball 1-0. Maple Zone could have scored more last inning, but they reached the 6-batter maximum, which is only the second time today we've had that happen in 5 games. Here's a ground ball out to shortstop, and fielded and throwing out Tim Dickinson by a step for the first out of the 6th.
Yeah, first time Dickinson retired in this ball game. He was 2 for 2 prior with a single and a double, as you mentioned, and hit that ball hard.
Is that a single in the 2nd or an error? I didn't get a good look at it. Did you called it?
I had
a better
it
look.
listed as a single.
Okay.
But drawing back to it, I'm trying to remember the exact play.
He was to his left and it got off of his glove, but I didn't see it very well.
Oh, I believe it was a diving effort. That's
Okay.
why I gave it a single.
Right.
But
Let's call that a hit then and take it down to just 2 errors there for Connecticut Orange. Just to update it for my own satisfaction. Zach Klein takes a ball, and now the next pitch from Sam Weber. And that is inside and ball 2. A lot of different pitchers being used by these teams, and it's actually 1-1. Baseball Connecticut Orange has used 3, and MSI has used 4. They've been kind of moving through their pitchers. And there's a pitch that is bounced up there, ball 2. That indicates to me that maybe they have a lot of arms that they want to have get a chance, get a rep this weekend. Maybe it's 4 or 5 pitchers today and 4 or 5 pitchers in their game tomorrow. That's, I mean, it's a theory anyway. It makes sense.
And
but
if you limit guys to only 20 pitches, they could pitch again tomorrow as well. There's you know what I mean? There's not necessarily.
I guess they could, yeah.
Not saying they're going to run all those arms out again tomorrow, but you want to get everybody in while you have a chance in the first day, and then reassess tomorrow who still needs to throw.
It could be closer to that too. Sure. 2-2 to Zach Klein with a couple of strikeouts here today. For Klein, Westchester Henderson High School. And he's a junior, a class of 2022, and I think he fouled it off his foot. He came up hopping just a little bit. I think he's fine. 2-2. Boy, we're very close to really kind of needing the lights, I feel like. I mean, you've got sunshine in the outfield, but it's kind of dark here. From the pitcher to the catcher. Bounced it up there, a full count. You can see it okay. We don't have that glare on the center field bleachers anymore. I've never seen that where you would normally have a batter's eye in a lot of fields where you have metal bleachers that are blinding you. Part of that is because there's a second field across the other way, and it faces this way. And also, you have the 2 soccer fields here. You can play 2 soccer matches at a time, and with the turf surface, you're not going to tear it up. So they want to use this a lot, including for these types of baseball showcase events like this weekend. That was bounced up there to Klein for ball 4, so we reset the count to 2-2. Sam Weber's second inning of work, righty-righty matchup, ground ball out to second. Smacked out there on 3 or 4 bounces. Sidearm flinging across to first to get Zach Klein, but it was kind of close.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's a hustle job right there. A right-hand batter getting out of the box on a 4-3 grounder and making it that close. You don't see that very often.
2 outs for Dylan Wiley. RBI infield single on a little tapper wide of the pitcher's mound, and the Baseball U Connecticut pitcher Quinn Sotero got a piece of it, slowed it down, and if he fields it cleanly, then he can get the out. But without fielding it cleanly, I don't think the second baseman would have gotten him. Dylan Wiley has taken a ball outside from Sam Weber, and it's 1 ball and no strikes here in our 34th inning of the day. One and 0. That is a fastball inside, ball 2.
Got magic number 35 coming up next. 3-5, a full 35 innings.
Oh, I was looking for uniform number 35 because I said it and then I forgot what I had said.
It's all, you know what?
Loopy.
We're at that point.
We've been here out in the cold since 8 in the morning for crying out loud.
It's delirium at this point.
There's a fastball bouncing up there to Dylan Wiley, and that is ball 3.
And you got to do it all again tomorrow. I'm scot-free.
I'm ready. Now I feel prepared because I know what we're doing here.
You're going to remember all these 115 or so names
exactly.
of these kids that we've seen today.
Sure. 3-0 to Dylan Wiley. The line from Weber and the pitch. And a comebacker is off his glove, knocks it down. Can he recover in time? Picks it and throws to first. And yeah, he is able to get it there in time. After the ball hit off of him a little bit and got behind him, Sam Weber recovers to throw out Dylan Wiley. Maple Zone Sports goes down in order, and they don't score for the first time since the 3rd inning. And now we are at the end of the 6th. It is our last inning of the day coming up. It is Maple Zone 2, Connecticut Orange nothing. On to the 7th we go on BFA Live Sports.
So Dennis is like, this is the team hotel. Fax it to the team hotel. We'll pick it up. So I fax it, and, to the attention of Dennis Healy and everything, but it has St. Bonaventure stuff on it. So I never heard anything, but St. Bonaventure boys went to Atlantic 10. That's like 8 seed. So now it's like 6:37.
Okay, it is the 7th and last inning of this game and our 35th inning of the day. Incredible. And I never thought that I would see the day when I would call 35 innings in a day. Jackson Tavel is up here in the 7th, and a 2-0 lead for Maple Zone Sports, who might bat in the bottom of the 7th. That pitch is inside for a ball. And do we still have Zach Klein out there for Maple Zone Sports? I think we do. Jackson Tavel had a walk in the 3rd, and he's taken a ball.
And yeah, that is number 27, Zach Klein.
I couldn't get a glance at his number. We can't see the cameras. Everyone else can see it, and they can see it clear as day in the back of his jersey from the center field cam.
They're probably saying, come on, why
Right,
can't,
yeah, right, exactly.
Are you kidding me?
Yeah,
It's clear as day.
Well, we're not watching the same angle that the viewers would be watching. That is a foul away by Jackson Tavel, Edgemont, New York native, and a fly to left is going to bounce. And Tavel is in safely with a single to left. And so that is just the 3rd hit of the game for Connecticut Orange, and that is the first hit for any player other than Griffin Polly. He's 2 for 2, and everybody else had been 0 for until Tavel's single. Now let's see, this is Cole Dickinson here, number 9. And a big cut and a miss on that Zach Klein pitch, no balls and 1 strike. So Connecticut Orange has no runs on 3 hits and 2 errors. And Maple Zone Sports 2 runs on, I believe, what do we have here? 5 hits and no errors. Hardworking crew that's been here. We got here, shortly before the broadcast. The others were here a little before, and some filtered in afterwards. they do it again tomorrow and set things up at 6 in the morning or whatever it is.
Yeah,
For our game at 8. I mean, it's not like it magically is ready to go at 8 o'clock. It's a lot of hard work here to make it work. And there's a swing and a miss. Zach Klein a change there. And a strikeout for 1 gone in the top of the 7th. Down goes Cole Dickinson. And this should be 36, Zach Warzel. Well, I think let's see, here's 0 for 2 here. A ground out and a strikeout. And there is a strike in there.
Now I'm going to speculate about the bottom half of the 7th. So MSI might want to take at-bats. However, all their starters got at least 3 at-bats. So
right. And it's been a long day, right? And it's late, and we're playing again tomorrow.
Well,
so, yeah, they might not.
You never know.
There's a ball, and it's 1-1. Well, does baseball, Connecticut Orange, have another pitcher that they want to get in an inning? Sam Weber's thrown a couple, so that's part of the equation as well. So you don't have to play the bottom half of the inning when you've already decided who has won. There is a swing and a miss, and that is strike 3. And quick work of Zach Warzel makes it 2 outs here in the 7th inning. And a 2-0 lead for MSI. And it's up to Chris Kennedy, or I should say, let's see, Michael Coyne, right? Yeah, Michael Coyne to keep it going.
Ooh, almost ended right there on that pickoff move.
Warzel was 0 for 1. Michael Coyne is 0 for 1. I think I said that he was 0 for 2. So Michael Coyne had a strikeout looking in the 4th and is 0 for 1 in this game, and he played in the previous game for Connecticut Black. There's a ball now, another pickoff throw to first, almost ending it here. Yeah, he's coming very close to finishing this off, right?
And if I'm Michael Coyne, I'm screaming at Towel. Come on, man, let me just get this one at bat. Just stay on the base, man.
Andrew Lombardi, a couple of hard throws down. Ground ball to second, and this should do it, it would appear, and it does. And they record the out on Michael Coyne. But we will be playing the bottom of the 7th inning, it would appear, I think, right?
Looks like that's the case.
I want to make sure. It sure looks like they're taking the field. So we're going to play the bottom of the 7th with the home team already leading 2-0. So we've got 3 more outs to go. The bottom of the 35th inning of our quintuple header is coming up on BFA Live Sports.
Hello. Is this the bottom?
This is the last half inning of the game.
Okay, I was keeping tally on my phone, and I was like, is it the bottom?
We kept losing track.
Okay, so we're taking this one down?
Not yet. When it's done, but
Well, we're leaving all the cables, right?
Okay, bottom of the 7th inning. The home team is batting. Maple Zone Sports is already 1-2-0. But, you know, again, it's a showcase event, so you want to get everyone their reps and their opportunities to showcase themselves in front of the coaches of 11 different colleges who are here looking at all of this terrific high school talent. So we continue to play, and then that will be it. Griffin Polly comes on wearing number -75.
There it is.
There's a first for everything. And a swing and a miss by Logan Palmer for MSI. No balls and 1 strike. And Palmer 0 for 1 today, and a high pop towards the dugout and out of play on the first base side, 0-2. Maple Zone Sports Institute, 2 runs on 5 hits and no errors. Baseball U, Connecticut Orange, no runs on 3 hits and 2 errors. I updated the stats, correcting that error to a hit. And I beg your pardon, it's 2 runs, 6 hits, no errors for Maple Zone. There is strike 3, outside corner. Griffin Polly got Logan Palmer looking. And there's 1 gone in the bottom of the 7th inning. And now Ethan Lytle, right?
Yes, sir.
Yes. Hey, Chris, we had fun. 35. I've never done 35 innings with anyone before. So,
Yeah, this is a blast, Bob. This is great.
We did it. We made it through. Not quite, but almost made it through. Swing and a miss, Ethan Lytle, and it's 0-1.
I'm almost going to miss Shout Stadium when I leave here today.
I'll do you make it 70 innings tomorrow when I do 35 more.
I'll tell you what, you're getting a whole minor league season worth in a whole week in just one weekend.
My voice is my throat is already sore after today's event. You try talking for 10 hours. There's a ball to Ethan Lytle, sailed high. Lytle started the game as their pitcher and had 5 strikeouts in 2 innings, and he was humming it. And Griffin Polly tries humming it, but misses for ball 2. 2 balls and 1 strike.
I can't wait for you to do a 9-inning game and just say, wow, that went by so fast.
So fast.
Where'd the time go?
Right. Here's a 2-1 and a swing and a miss on a fastball. 2 balls and 2 strikes.
Before this, if you had to guess, what was the most innings you did in a single day?
21, 24.
Wow.
Something like that.
Wow, you've far surpassed that.
Fastball is in the dirt, bounced up there, ball 3. I've done a couple of days that have been close to 10 hours that had a rain delay in the middle. I did one from 4:30 in the afternoon till 2:11 a.m. with like a 3-hour rain delay in the middle. That was at the Yankees spring training stadium.
Oh, wow.
At Legends Field.
That's a
with
beautiful
about 10
facility.
fans there. But that was in the Florida State League in single A ball. So that missed to Ethan Lytle for a ball. So that was a long day. But it's in a nice facility. It's a nice press box. There is a swing and a miss, and Ethan Lytle gone. We have 2 strikeouts. But I call that about 4:30 to 2:11, so roughly 9.5, almost 10 hours. This is longer. I was solo there on that one.
Oh yeah, that's like.
And I had a 3-hour rain delay, so I was just sort of playing some old interviews. It wasn't, so that was for the most part. I wasn't on the air the whole time. 2 outs, back-to-back strikeouts for Griffin Polly. And there's a fastball strike in the inside corner.
Last year I did the PIAA soccer boys and girls state championship finals at Hershey.
Yeah.
Which was we're not going to get into the story on
Save it for our next 35-inning day. Here's a pop out to shortstop, and that'll do it. And Maple Zone Sports Institute goes down in order in the bottom of the 7th inning, but they actually win this game. Maple Zone Sports Institute, 2 runs, 6 hits, no errors. Connecticut Orange, no runs, 3 hits, and 2 errors. 9 different teams will be coming up again Sunday, tomorrow, beginning at 8 in the morning. I'll be here as well for all of that with Baseball U New Jersey against Baseball U PA Telep, beginning at 8 a.m. We shall talk with you then. Chris Markowitz, thank you.
Hey,
Good
Bob.
work, and thank you so much.
Thank you. It's been a pleasure, and thanks to BFA Productions and to the guys who run this tournament as well. This has been a lot of fun.
We had a lot from our crew that came up and were chatty, and we're a little loopy. I know that they're loopier than I am, and the good people at BFA who were here earlier as well. My name is Bob Rotruck for Chris Markowitz. Thank you as well for joining us, and I'll talk to you tomorrow, everybody, here on BFA Live Sports.